Street cred sports. Street cred sports. I'm crossing over. I'm Euro stepping.
Hello, this is Keenan of Street Cred Sports, and welcome to another episode of Time to Ball. This is episode 110. I don't know if it's 110 or 110. Some people say 110, some people say 110. Anyway, it's 110. My guy. Oh, he official. Boy,
as they say, it's training day. It's official now.
You should have seen.
Time to ball.
You should have seen his eyes when I gave it to him and picked him up. I thought he would have said, "Man, about damn time you gave me," and that's in my contract. It's been on me. It's been on me. I've been bad with getting stuff done as far as the gear merchandise. So
listen, you got to earn your keep around here. So.
Yeah, no, but you earned it.
I appreciate it.
You earned it. I just was like, oh, I'll get it and I'll get it. And then it was like, oh, I'll get it and I'll get it. And then I had a client who needed an order, but I had to order some stuff.
Oh,
so I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and put an order and I'll get your order in and make yours. So
how do you decide, like, the merch is cool. Like, I've seen baby clothes, adults, kids. What comes into all that, the process? As far as like the designs, the monikers you have, the things you say on there.
It's just a lot of stuff that I think of and some things that I just like. I mean, initially I'm just like, it's cool to be able to wear stuff for my brand.
Absolutely.
Right? And then it became other people liking it and wanting, so, coming up with designs. In the early years, I spent a lot of money. Like, if I hadn't have been doing the basketball training, I would have been out of business because I was so underwater. Because in that type of industry, a lot of things have to go right because, you got the main ones on top. And you spend money to do certain things. So, screen printers in places here, when you buy, you have to buy a certain amount.
Absolutely.
Right? And like for me, whenever somebody's wearing my shirt or somebody sees it, I always want them to wonder what department store did you get it, which is why my logo's on the bag. I got the logo on the tag. You'll notice when you take it off, you got all of that in there, care instructions and stuff. So I always wanted to feel official, but like I was spending a lot of money, and then let's say I can get a minimum order of 12, and then I only sell like 3 or 4 of them, then I still have those out. So that
they upcharge you, right? If you order just...
If I order less than 12, yes, it's a lot more, right? And then I would have to make that substantial. So I was trying to figure out ways to keep costs down low. So I had some socks at one point. I got those over in Pakistan.
Really?
I got headbands at one point. And those were coming from Thailand, I believe.
Wow.
But I had to order a big amount, which wasn't that bad. But the fact is like you're gonna have a surplus of stuff.
Right.
You're having people doing designs, and shout out to designers, but designers sometimes are for like people in that space, graphic designers, they're different because they don't always go on your time, right? And you can have these issues. So I was looking at, like, I need to cut through the red tape and I need to be able to do things for myself. Right. So shout out to Demetrius Susan of Next Style Design, who has done an incredible job with his work. And I was one of his first customers, right? So we helped him, and he's, followed a lot of stuff with raising his business. And I was looking at getting a printing machine because I was like, I'm tired of having to pay so much. I want to get a printing machine. Right. He was like, nah, man, you need to do this. So it was with the heat press.
Gotcha.
And it's like, okay, so now I can press my own merchandise. But then I would have to order a certain amount of designs, which wasn't that expensive. But then I'm like, well, if I only want to order one of these, it's going to cost me a lot. So now he has a process where I can order one design if I want, and it only costs me a few bucks. So
that's awesome.
I have done a poor job, ladies and gentlemen, when it's come to promoting my brand, because I've been trying to do other things, but that is in the works to start letting people know about the merchandise we have and making it easier, because I have it set up to where I can ship, any place if somebody orders certain things, but
Merch is hot right now too, man.
Yeah.
For sure. And yours is, again, I'm not no kiss up guy. He's known me. He's known me for years. I'm talking about since our 20s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for years. So like when it comes to specifically the clothes that I wear.
Right.
I'm very detailed about what it looks like, how it looks like, what looks authentic,
right,
what looks cheap. And so I was ultra impressed when I looked at the back of the tag and I saw your logo and things of that nature.
Right.
And I've been around since you first got the logo.
Yeah.
You know, I know those guys. And so, man, I'm where you started, where you came from. But I really think push for that merch would be awesome, man.
Yeah, sure. I really need. We've kind of set up some things, but like I said, it's so many other things that we're trying to do. But it is necessary to at least start to put stuff out, because not everybody's going to like one design. Some people might not like it. And the way I have everything set up now, it should work perfectly, because I don't have to produce 50 of these to get a good price. If one person wants it, I can produce one, and that one costs me minimal amount.
My thing is, you've got 20 designs that I've seen.
Yeah, it's a lot more, because sometimes I'll be thinking of stuff, and it's weird because some designs that I'm like, I'll put it out, everybody loves. And some that I'm like, man, I really like this. They're not as hot, or sell and stuff, but the people the clients who train here, they're the ones who buy like 80% of the merchandise. When I was starting to put stuff out, people were DMing me, so I need to get back to that.
Absolutely, man. That's awesome. Hey, April, let's get him going. Come on now.
Hey, man, don't be starting no fight.
April, let's
don't
get
be starting no fight. She know what the inner workings are. So, yeah, you might be in trouble for that comment.
My bad, April.
All right, so let's get into it. Got quite a few topics. We're gonna start off with your boy Ja Morant.
Man, my mom always told me, if it starts out bad, it's gonna end bad.
Right.
And so in my mind, he's incredibly talented.
Yes.
At one point, in my opinion, he was going to be the face of the league.
Yes, he
the
was.
face of the NBA, and no one was going to catch him.
Right.
They even brought in Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose was one of the most best point guards, in my opinion, in the history of the league, to guide him. Derrick Rose has an amazing head on his shoulders. He's, and then, these younger guys don't really listen to the OGs, but like, he's a legend.
Right.
And they brought him in to kind of help him and guide him. And he just made some bad choices and continue to make bad choices, and expect that stuff to be absolved and people to just be okay with whatever he's doing. I don't think he's ever been held accountable, in my opinion. I think his dad has it's focused on his own fame instead of his son's, and that has caused him, to people to have a bad taste in his mouth. I know Memphis is not the best city, also super supportive, but still, like, a lot of NBA players have been complaining about Memphis a lot. It is not safe. And I've driven through Memphis. Fix y'all's freeways. What are we doing?
Hey, we shouldn't be talking about people fixing their freeways here.
No. Memphis freeways. I'm talking about on the overpasses, the up ramps. They got potholes, man.
They're worse than what we have here.
Excuse me? This looks like a new city.
Oh, nah,
it's bad.
I need some video evidence of that.
Listen, matter of fact, I was on my way to Virginia, so I had to drive through there. And we had to stop at Memphis. Not a good look. Not a good look at all. Overall, now I know there's some nice areas in Memphis. I understand that.
Right.
And I understand, FedEx's hub is there, so, There's a lot of money going through there, but hey, fix that thing up. It's bad.
There goes our Memphis subscriber.
Hey, they know it. They know it.
They like, man, you need to tell us.
And Ja Morant, I'm sorry.
No.
Ja Morant, come on, it's time. It's time, man, to grow up being immature.
So let me give a little backstory. Ja Morant has had issues in the past with the, pointing of the gun, trying to glorify gangsters. He got in trouble for it. He spent some time off the court. He got suspended. Then he comes back and he does it again. What he's talking about kind of leads into what happened. And I noticed it last year when the head coach was fired. They brought in the interim coach. Yep. There was a game where Ja had the ball. He had to pass the ball. He went into the corner and he put his hands on his knees. And I just noticed that it was weird. It was like I noticed it and I was like, ooh, he doesn't look like he's happy, right? And, they went ahead and stuff, and the rest of the season kind of went how it went. They made all these changes. So you figure, okay, as the interim coach, they're going to get on the same page. The game against the Lakers, there were two similar incidents where he just looked disinterested. Like, he didn't want to be there. And he didn't like the way that the offense was running because it was heavy Ja Morant. And I think what the coach is trying to do is to get more involved. Because it's so heavy on Ja, if Ja gets hurt or something, people don't know their roles. So they're trying to, they're still allowing him to do it, but I think he wants to have the ball in his hands and run everything the way it used to be. And they're butting heads on that. So they lose. Ja gets asked about something, and he says something to the effect of, go ask the coaches, what's going on. They made the decisions, and I maybe they told me maybe I shouldn't play or something. I'm paraphrasing, but he gets suspended, right? I think it's time. I think it's time for him. I think it's time for them to split. They should move on, and he should go somewhere else. The problem is the baggage that he has that's going to come with them. Who's going to want to have that there?
Man, at this point, like, he's not even in the huddle when coaches are talking.
Yes.
And they ask him a question. He's like, Ja, what would be best for the team right now besides asking coaches? I guess it's for me not to play. They had a whole spill in here, and, you throwing your whole organization, and it's your organization. Yes. You're throwing it under the bus.
The fact that they didn't get rid, okay, the first incident he had, it was like, man, what are you doing? Okay, right. All right. So you see how serious it was. You spend time. You come back. You sit on the TV and say that you learned from it. You get caught doing the same thing on another IG, right. And then there were times in games where referees actually miss you doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, first of all, you're in a city that's already violent.
Yes.
That is the last thing you need to be doing.
Yes.
Hey, you have enough finances to get bodyguards and take care of that where you're not having a gun in your hand. Let alone, why are people filming you? They know the situation.
Yeah. And it's your boy, man.
What kind of people are you around? So, like dummies. At some point, you have to separate yourself for guys who are not going to protect your brand.
Right.
I mean, you have your own shoe. Nike's put a ton of money into you.
Yeah.
Kids are buying the shoes. Kids are loving the shoes. And, he's talked about I'm good in the West, and that's his problem.
Yeah.
He's run his mouth, and he hadn't cashed in on those checks.
And here's the biggest thing, what I was saying about what all the stuff that happened. The organization stood behind him. They welcomed him, and he can't, to come back. They didn't try to look at offloading him and getting rid of him. They said, you made a mistake, you're young, we're going to work with you.
Yeah.
And then you do this and throw the coach under the bus, who they've made the coach. Now, whether it almost seemed like they were pushing the head coach who was there last year out, because there were a lot of decisions they made in the offseason not allowing that head coach to have his normal assistants and stuff. They brought this guy in from overseas, and you probably won't hear about it, but there was apparently there was some, not friction, but there was some difference of things, and you could start to see it in the way the season went. So then they fire him. They bring in this new guy, and now the offense starts to struggle with how he wants to run things. So I think he was going to be the heir apparent anyway, and I wonder if, you know, Ja was obvious. To me, I don't think Ja was feeling him from last year.
Well, Ja's not feeling anybody that lets Ja do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
You know, and so right now, I think all this is on Ja.
Yeah.
Nobody's done anything to you. Like, you got to buy in.
Yeah.
You know, and then Ja, the last 2 minutes, go get it.
Yeah.
You know, so the offense was actually going to benefit him.
It does. It does, because there's a lot more movement. You have a lot more guys that aren't stagnant, that are cutting, that could get a shot here and there. So it was good. My thing is, I didn't see any improvement on his shooting.
Agreed.
Because to me, if you can shoot like consistently and shoot, they were backing off 5 or 6 feet on him, and he was having to, you know, shoot because they were building a Giannis style wall on him.
Yeah. And to be honest, you can be out 5 feet from him, he can still get by.
Yeah,
he's that good.
Yeah, but it was apparent that he was seeing the help defenders to where even if he got back past this, you know, Austin Reeves, which he, you know, you would normally do. Sorry, Austin. But if he got past him, there were other guys right there that would make it difficult for him to get his shot off, even as explosive as he is. But if you're knocking that shot down, like, oh, you giving me this shot, you're just pull-up jump shot. At one point, his floater was exceptional. It was great.
Absolutely.
But his mid-range pull-ups and his catch and shoot or off-the-dribble threes, his percentage is not good. So I was thinking that if he focuses on that, now you can get to the basket at will, because they have to guard your shot.
You know, I mean, I'm just going to be honest. Like, I think his frustration comes with his lack of improving his shot, because he's not getting everything he wants. And so all he knows to do is do what LeBron does, cry.
Okay.
You know, LeBron's not playing.
He's not even playing, man.
Do you know LeBron is not playing because he wants to show the Lakers that they need him? Well, they don't.
Oh, my God.
They don't.
Hey, episode 111 is going to be the LeBron special. We just going to do it all. LeBron,
Absolutely.
Because you found a way to break him.
No, I'm just here's what I'm saying. I'm not a LeBron hater, but I recognize that a lot of what he's done is create a narrative where everyone is following. If I don't get my way, I cry. That's why he's not suiting up. That's not, you don't, sciatica.
Hey. I've gotten sciatica.
I've got sciatica.
Okay.
I have it.
Yeah.
Okay. He has a doctor for every part of his body. Hey, come on, man. Come on. Like, he's trying to prove a point that they need me, and they don't. Austin Reeves is dropping 50 balls. 50 balls. Luka has broken a record, I guess, for the first 5 games. He's gotten 40 plus.
Okay, so, we can come back there.
Yeah.
Luka's going to hit. Luka's going to score. Although it's weird at how some teams play him. It's like,
I agree with that.
Something like, dog, like,
what are you doing?
There's no aggressiveness on defense.
No.
You know, and
it's almost they allow it.
Yeah, it's like they're just letting them shoot and stuff. But look,
they are winning.
Look who they're playing right now. But here's the thing. I'm good. I've always said I really love me some Luka. But defensively,
he's still bad, you think?
He's still bad. When they play,
no improvement?
No improvement. I have not seen, and I can pull up film and show you. There were a couple of games where he made a little bit of effort, but when he was put in those same situations, he was turning around looking at his back guy, and the guy was like, man, like, that's your job. But you know they're not going to get in his face because he's the face of the team now.
Yeah.
So we'll get back to that. All right. Next thing, we're going to go Looks like Arch Manning is back to looking like Peyton Manning. he had over 3 touchdowns yesterday against the win. Vanderbilt, Texas beat them 34-31. Vanderbilt had a late touchdown. They actually had a chance. They did a onside kick, and they actually had opportunity to get the ball, but the two linemen hit each other. One was grabbing the ball, the other one hit his arm and the ball and knocked it out of bounds. But they get that with 34 seconds, they could send it to overtime. But the way Vanderbilt plays, they would have tried to,
of course,
get the win. But but Arch had over, I think, 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. So he looked a lot like Peyton.
I mean, he's got to be more consistent.
But he's been, I think these last 2 or 3 games, he's gotten better. The game before, and let me just pull it up.
I just need him to be better with top 5 teams.
Well, okay, yeah, not top 5 right now, but they Vanderbilt was 9. Although some people say they're not a true 9, but it's like, look, it's not your fault who you play. Okay, so the last game was against Mississippi State. They had to win, right? Now, these next 3 games are going to tell you.
Who's that?
They play number 5 Georgia next week at Georgia. They play Arkansas, which they should win, although Arkansas can bring it, depending.
Right.
And then they finish against Texas A&M, which is right now number 3.
There you go.
So we'll learn. But like right now, if they lose, I don't think they have a chance to play for the
playoff.
No, for the championship, for SEC championship.
Forget about that.
But if they lose one more, they're definitely out of the playoffs. But I think there's an outside chance that if they win these next 3 games, they could possibly be into the playoffs. So
Georgia's tough, man.
Yeah, but look,
tough. At least he's playing better.
I was surprised at how bad Arch looked early. I'm not saying he was going to be all world, but I was surprised that he looked as bad as he did, and I made the Eli reference that he looked a little bit more like Eli because he was throwing those picks.
That's disrespectful, man. You know that, right?
What?
That's disrespectful, man.
That's disrespectful.
Man, Eli is a all-pro.
Yeah, Eli was all-pro. Eli also, he's got to own the fact that he led the league in interceptions.
So did Brett Favre.
Right. Okay, so let me ask you: if you need a quarterback for the season, who you taking, Eli or Brett?
Eli.
You taking Eli? Mm-hmm. You done lost your damn mind before it. There's no way I would take Eli over Brett Favre.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
First of all, you stealing welfare money from me.
No, man, cut the tape, man. Go to commercial. Man. How you gonna bring that up? Especially right now. Come on, man. Come on. Stop it, man. Oh my God. Hey, I gotta start making sure when I bring people up, if they have anything in their past, because your ass will bring it up really quick, man. I'm not saying to myself, okay, I'm gonna say Brett Favre. Please don't say nothing, Lee. Please don't say nothing, Lee. Please don't say nothing.
Man. Like, just for y'all just messing around, but just
I can't believe you.
Just from a playing perspective, like Eli wins big games.
Only against he had the 2 runs where he beat he beat the Cowboys, I think he beat the Packers, and then he beat them. But two runs to a Super Bowl, does it make a career? I'm not saying Eli is a very bad quarterback. I think he is really good. To me, my question is, what makes a Hall of Famer? Because Brett only won 1. Right. But to me, it's just a feel. When you watch him, you like, he's that dude. Now, he had that during those 2 runs. But when you lead the league in interceptions, and then you had a lot of, seasons where you threw a lot of interceptions, that's what I was pertaining to when I was talking about Arch. But it's still a compliment because Eli, when it came down to it, yes, he could make a throw. Now, were the throws that he made to win that Super Bowl, was that more luck? Or was it on him? Or was it on the receiver? Or whatever? You could go all kinds of ways with that.
It's a connection. Sometimes you just got a connection with your receivers.
Yeah.
And you throw a ball up and trust that they're going to get it.
Yeah.
I mean,
and he went and got it.
He did.
Tyree went and got it.
He did, man.
But I guess I should, I don't want to do the whole I apologize. I guess when I said that he looked like Eli, I was speaking of the Eli games. And the only reason I said Eli is because that's his uncle, right? If it wasn't, I might have said Jameis Winston or somebody else, right? But
Romo.
Yeah, I would have probably put somebody else in there. But because they're relatives, he was.
Makes
now,
sense.
Peyton had some games where he would throw interceptions as well, right?
Is
but
Peyton that much better than Eli?
I think he was more consistent than Eli. He was more like, if it's a game where it's like, dog, y'all might have to score 40. Peyton like, yeah, all right, I got it. Like, think about the game when the Cowboys were really hot.
Okay.
And they went in the Cowboy Stadium and Eli gave it to them. And I'm sorry, not Eli, Peyton gave it to them. They scored like 48, 49 points to win, right?
Right.
That's kind of that special thing, right? So, I don't know. Some people might say, but all I'm saying is Arch looks a lot better and he's starting to look more comfortable. Now, got to see it consistently.
Right.
Because I saw consistent bad. I've seen two good games. Now you got two really good top 5 teams that you got to play.
Right. I mean, from what I gather, I just feel like you're saying that now Arch look more cerebral as far as a quarterback.
No, he looked more comfortable. He looked more comfortable.
Yeah, okay.
He looked more comfortable.
It's slowing down for him.
It's slowing down a little bit more because there were some times where he threw balls and they were intercepted, and the camera panned on him, and he had that deer in the headlight look. Yeah. And that's not the look you want to see from your quarterback.
Well, when you got those 2 guys as some advisors,
right? I'm
sure they was in Austin.
Oh,
for sure,
absolutely. So we'll see how it pans. Look, and even if so I'm clear, if I'm criticizing, it never means that I want that person to do bad. I'm still rooting for the kid and stuff. Now I'm not like this guy when it comes to LeBron.
Man, no. No. Like the problem I have is like when you call out the obvious, people get real sensitive.
I know, but it's like I could be saying, "Hey man, what you want? Bacon and eggs, or bacon and sausage?" Man, LeBron wouldn't like eggs.
When I make a LeBron reference, all I really mean is like I need him to stop having others follow in their footsteps behind him in certain areas.
Okay.
Certain areas. That's really what I mean. Because I think he's a fantastic athlete.
Yeah.
He's I'm not gonna say he's built up the NBA, but what he's done is he has really provided a network for basketball players to be businessmen at the same time. That's what I love.
Yeah, he came in and he's leaving his stamp on the NBA in a way that I don't think his predecessors did.
No one's come close.
Absolutely.
No one's come close.
All right, so I got it. We got LBJ. We got him. And that was great.
I love the guy. Great father. You can't hate on that.
No, absolutely.
Fantastic father.
Absolutely. So, all right, so we're going to go ahead and take a break. We're going to take a break. And then we're going to be back.
That was
yeah, so
that was tough.
But let me get on to our basketball ideology.
Let's do it.
I'm going to need your help in this one because it's not really a rant. It's more of it's me again trying to understand why and how. Okay, so I had numerous, this past week was tryouts.
Absolutely.
And I had numerous players trying out for the team, a lot of success, obviously, and there were some that I was like, based on what I had heard about what had happened before, like, if the kids are placed in the basketball class, they have a better chance of making the team. Kids don't make the basketball class, it's like their chances get dropped
real
right?
quick. Yeah.
And I've had players who are not trying out for freshmen who are, JV or varsity.
Oh, that's tough. That makes it tougher.
And no, these players were already on the team. I'm sorry. They were have an opportunity to move up, and then there's conversations with those players according to the player. And I'd have to reach out to that actual coach to ask. But I know I know coaches will tell players, hey, we're expecting big things from you next year. We're looking for you to do this. We're looking for you to do that. You got to fight for your spot, right? And then when the opportunity comes, they're getting mixed signals, right? When kids are playing or trying out for freshmen, or if they're coming back in, try out for JV or varsity, sometimes they're given, mixed signals, or if they don't make the team, the parents or the kids will say, well, they said I wasn't ready, or I'm not, I'm not ready, or I need you to show more things. But what they don't do is they don't be specific in communicating, right? If you got a potential, like we're in an age where you should be able to say, not without degrading the person, but we should be able to say what we feel and be truthful. If you don't think a kid has the opportunity, you say, look, I don't foresee you being able to make this team unless you can correct A, B, and C, whatever those things are. You can get those things fixed, you have a fighting chance. Doesn't mean you're gonna make it, but you got a chance to make team. I feel, and I'm gonna turn it over to you.
Okay.
I feel like some coaches say these things as cop-outs.
Okay. I would say yes, but here's the reason why. Parents, you're a problem. You're a major problem.
Nah.
I'm telling you.
I'm talking about
is it all?
Just I'm talking
hear me
about.
out.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Hear me out. All I'm saying is this. Parents, when I mean it's your fault, your approach to your kids' process in high school, especially when they're trying to come up that ladder, coaches now just don't trust parents. So they generalize what they say. If I'm specific, right, and I need this kid to do, like you said, A, B, and C, then they're like, hey, he did it. But there's levels to that.
Yeah, no, and that's why I'm saying.
And I just think they're afraid of parents. I shouldn't say afraid. They are very leery of parents because they can say anything and go to, depending on who they know. I've just this last couple years, parent was a FBI agent and the mom was worked at the lawyer's office, and they trumped up some charges on a coach and just created a mess of the whole program.
Yeah, and look.
I know you don't condone that.
Right. That right there is an entirely different thing that really needs to be addressed. I get 100%. I want to stay on topic with this because I hear it year after year. And all I'm saying is, like, I had some kids who were going to try out, and I told them right in front of their parents, I was like, the chances of you making the team are very slim for these reasons. I said, you didn't try out for freshmen, right? You're going back. They usually have their team. You're going to have to be exceptional. You can't be as good as kids 10 through 14 because they don't need kids through 14.
Yeah.
Better. You got to be as good as 1 through 5.
Yeah, and that's true. But let me say this. if you're trying to make a team, you need to be at every open gym,
Yes.
every weight room. You need to make sure you're visible. If they're going on a picnic, you show up. If they're going like wherever, like you know, they do certain things.
Yeah.
And a lot of these high schools, they do some really good
it's
things.
a lot of
they
team
visit
building and stuff.
children's hospitals.
Right.
You need to be at all those events.
Right.
Thank you, Coach, for letting me be here, man. I appreciate it. And I think your chances will increase.
Well, now, but see, that's different because if you're talented enough to play, if you're good enough to be on the team, it shouldn't matter how many things you go to. If you can get on the floor, and I'm not saying you know you're good, so you don't do those things.
Right.
I'm saying when it comes down to what you're doing, what your coach is trying to do is win games. Can he help you? If you're good enough, you should be able to make the team. If not, why not just say, you know what, this, and that. I've had 2 situations within the past 3 years where a kid, and these were at different schools, where a kid was told they made the team, and then a week later, they're told they didn't make the team, they can be like the general manager or something. How does that work? This is at 2 different schools.
Well, that has nothing to do with a parent. That's all on a
That's
coach.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
And I get what you're saying.
But all that stuff is it's like gumbo, you know? Now, am I gonna sit here and say, just being honest, all high school coaches are fair? Of course not.
And I know that. And I know that. And I try because look, we have players all across the city. So it's not like I get all of the players we train are from one school. I get players from every school, usually on a year-end basis, at least 85%, either on the boys' side or on the girls' side. We know 85 to 95. I mean, we know all of the coaches, but as far as knowing them, I know me personally about 85% of the coaches that I can actually talk to, you know, if I wanted to.
I'm just gonna say this, like there are tiers, and as much as I don't want to say this, like you got some high school coaches, they don't know what they want. They really don't.
And that's
you know, I mean, you know this. There's some that have been put in place and are not ready and have been 4 or 5 years in and still not ready.
Right.
And so a lot of times we tell our players communicate. We have to. We got to hold ourselves accountable.
Yeah, and that's not what's big, because
I'll just say this. I apologize. I've always had pre-season meetings with guys who are in tryouts. I took the time to do that. I thought it was important. All you got to do is make sure every kid is important. Are they gonna get 10 shots a game? No, but everyone has a role. I mean, I have literally told a kid, hey, this kid's probably not gonna make it. And I said, man, you're probably not gonna make it. I said, but I'm telling you, got coaches pulling for you. Because it was always a democratic process for me. Your staff has to be involved in that, you know? And I had a coach on my staff who really didn't like a kid. I said, man, this isn't about that at all.
And that's the craziest thing. And if that is the case, if you don't like that kid, then there needs to be a conversation about, is it something basketball or is it something personal? And I get it, we're all human. So if somebody rubs us the wrong way, I get you might not want to deal with them. But that's not your job to treat somebody bad just because you don't like the way they are. To make things exceptionally harder and force them off just because you don't like them, right? If they can help your team, all you have to do is have a conversation about what you need them to do.
I agree, 100%.
And
that happens a lot, man.
And those things aren't happening everywhere. And I know it's not fair. I'm not saying that everything has to be. I think everybody should have an opportunity, right? Now, if you get in, like for instance, I have a couple of players. One of them is pretty athletic that can help the team with his hustle, right? Kid, and I said, look, you want to show them how you hustle. You want to grab every rebound. Do not try to do things that you are not capable of, because that's going to put you in a bad light. Play on your strengths. We can work on your weaknesses and bring them up, but you need to understand, this kid was somebody who didn't play. I don't think they played middle school, but they wanted to play high school. And they played a lot of, open gym stuff. And when I got them in the group with some different things, they were lost. And I tried to work with them on that, right? So I told them, there's a chance you might not make it because of these things. Right. So, that's why I'm trying to work on them.
Can I ask why they didn't play in middle school?
And that's the thing. There are various reasons. I have to double check to make sure that the kid did play or didn't. I don't think they played. I think it was
because middle school is the worst sometimes.
And that's
it's the worst sometimes.
As far as
equality, equity.
Right. It's bad. But what I tell them is, if you don't play your middle school season, they don't at least get a look at you, right? Yeah. And then I have kids who haven't played a lot of city ball. And what I tell them is city ball serves a purpose because you're at least playing against really good competition. You're learning all the stuff that you're going to be doing in high school. Yeah. So you need to play it because that experience and that speed will help you. Yeah, and I tend to get a lot of players who don't meet those check boxes. Mm-hmm. They don't check those boxes. Mm-hmm. So I understand that they're probably going to not make the team. But what I do tell them is, if you don't make it, ask the coaches, coach, what kept me off the team? Mm-hmm. What was it that I wasn't showing you, right? I say coaches love that because that's you taking accountability. Right. And then they'll say, like, for instance, oh, well, you're just not ready. What the hell does that mean? Say, you know what, when we were running this play, you weren't getting down the court. You look lost here. We can't have that.
I could see somebody saying that for varsity, but not JV or freshman. I just don't. That's just me.
Yeah, if you're a freshman or JV trying out for varsity, you can say, "Hey, you're not ready." Right. But
why are you not ready?
That's my whole point. Yeah. You just need to say, "Look, you're not ready." Well, okay. You're not ready is a broad term. Hey, you're not ready on offense. You're not ready on defense. Those are broad terms. Be specific. You're not closing out correctly. I had a player. Won't say the player's name. Won't say the coach's name. But the player, the drill was they were closing out, and this coach says, you got to close out with your hand up. So the player closed out without his hand up. Got talked to. Run. Player closed out without his hand up. Got to talk to. So the player is telling me that, so we worked on it. I said, that's the fastest way for you to not be on the floor, right? Because if you're guarding somebody that can shoot, that's an invitation to shoot. So you must get better. I said, look, this is an easy thing. Either you're going to get better or you're going to be on the bench. So that's going to be a decision you have to make. Mm-hmm. Lo and behold, player didn't make varsity because that was something that they couldn't do. And then they became disinterested and there was a whole lot of stuff, but yeah.
What high school players, any player, honestly, you have to understand that all this is built on trust.
Yes.
If I tell you, hey, when you get in the paint, I need you to be on a jump stop. And you go off 1 foot the first time. Hey, man, jump stop. You do it again, chances are, they don't want you because they can't trust you.
Now, I do take a slight issue with that because I've prided myself with teaching players the certain situations, right? If you slash to the basket and that jump stop is going to slow you down for exploding up, but that slash to the basket, catch 1-2 is going to be normal. You shouldn't be penalized for that.
When I mean by jump stop is like if I don't have anything.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. So like if it's a situation, yes.
If I don't have anything and you go off 1 foot and throw up a bad shot.
Yes.
Like especially like hey, you already starting. I'm trying to get where you're at. I got to do exactly what that coach says until that trust is built.
Right, and that's a big word. And I actually, and we're going to leave it at this, but I actually spoke to a player who was saying, well, the coach, he was naming off some players. Well, this was on a varsity team. He trusts these people. No, he's like, well, these people, they can make mistakes. But if I make a mistake or such makes a mistake, we get pulled. I said, it's because they trust him. Yeah, but they make. I said, yeah, but they trust him.
Right.
I said, you have to get to a point to where they trust you. And he's like, and I missed a layup in there, and then they yelled and took me. I said, yeah. I said, so I told him, I said, if you really want to find out how this coach, if the coach is bull crapping you, or if the coach really wants you, don't miss your layups. Make your layups. You do everything tactfully the way it's supposed to be on your closeout, on your rebounds. He said one time that I guess the player, when they were huddling up, he was coming, but he wasn't running fast, and the coach took exception. I said, you sprint every time the coach wants you, hey, let's go, and you sprint. You need to be the first one. Every deficiency that they have said that you have done, you don't have those deficiencies. Now,
that's a great.
You can look and see if they really value you or if they're just bull crapping you. Because if you do all of the things that they were on you about and you're no longer messing up on those things, then maybe you can turn around and be a player that they trust. But if you're missing layups in practice, you're going to miss layups in games.
Yeah.
And that layup could have been the deciding factor to either win the game or tie the game, or bring us to one and give us an opportunity or whatever.
Or get you some playing time.
Right. And when I gave it to him like that, his eyes was like, and he was like, I didn't even think about that. And here's why he valued what I say. I mean, not like they're just looking at me like, yeah, whatever. But he really valued it because when he was in middle school, there was an issue with the coach. And the coach was just yelling. He was the best player on the team. The catcher was yelling at him, taking him out and everything. And the dad and the mom were just livid. I said, look, this is what you do. Film the game. Watch the game. And then if there are issues where you don't understand, then you look to have a meeting to just show the coach the film and say, what does he need to do in this situation? This is what you told him to do. That's what he did. But you went against what you told them to do. Now you take them out. I said, when you show them the film, they can't just say, I don't want to talk to you, you just parent. No, that film don't lie. Right? You told him that's how you wanted him to trap on that baseline. He traps on the baseline, somebody else doesn't move over, the pass goes to the middle, that kid gets a basket. You yell at him when it's the backside help that didn't get over, right? Yeah. It's something simple as that. They did that, and the coach had to change because the coach was like, it was like we're feeling like it's personal, but we don't understand if it's personal. It could have been because the kid kind of has a happy-go-lucky, kind of goofy personality. That could have been it, to your point, with what you said was some coaches don't like in him. But because of that, they say they value. And I said, look, it's easy because wouldn't you like a player to come in and ask you, coach, you got on me about this. What did you want me to do in that situation?
That's awesome.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And now you're talking to the coach in the coach's language. You're not coming complaining. You're coming and being accountable because you need to learn. Right? And this is the other side of that. I always say, it actually will let you know if the coach knows what the hell they're talking about.
Boom. That's what I was getting exactly.
Because if you do what they say, they're going to tell you what they want in that situation. Okay, you do it, and then if they get on you about that, well, coach, you told me that's what you wanted me to do. Well, no, I need you to, but that's what I was doing, and you got on me.
Yeah.
I asked you, you told me to do this, I do this, now you getting on me. So
that's a great way to find out if it's personal or not.
Yeah.
I'll say this lastly: players, parents, coaches got to be better.
It is. They
got to be better.
And it's not just here. It's
everywhere, man.
It's everywhere. And I, my parents, and I'm not just saying this, but I get told all the time how I help a lot of parents and players go through this process.
And that's bigger than training. That's more than training.
Because a lot of them don't know. Awesome. Like I had a parent whose kid's been playing all these leagues and stuff, and he was scheduled to be here. And I told him, I said, you're probably not going to be able to come because they're doing tryouts, right? So then it's like, well, I don't think we're going to make it. Trials started at 6. I said, you're looking at about an hour and a half or 2 at least. Thank you so much. You know what? I didn't know that. I trust what you say. It's great to be able to talk to you. And this is just one out of, hundreds, if not thousands throughout the years that have told me that. So I just try to do my best because I don't want, I want them cut for specific reasons. I don't want them cut because you just giving them, I'm going to say, you giving them some bullshit excuse.
Right.
Tell them, look that kid in the eye and say, that I spent 3 years at Roosevelt killing and never had a chance to make varsity because I was short.
That's crazy.
And you could have told me this my freshman year.
That's crazy.
You know what? Hey, you're a great, exceptional player, but I like my guards tall. And I get that. Okay, I don't understand it, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? Just be honest. Now, some people don't want honesty, but sometimes that's not for you to choose. You be honest and accountable, and you let them know.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to finish. This is going to be a quick hitter. Rivalries. You done lost your damn mind. So the rivalry I'm talking about is the Chiefs versus the Bills. We're talking football. Kansas City Chiefs versus Buffalo Bills. Okay. Now, they've went back and forth throughout the regular season, but in the playoffs, I believe Kansas City is either 3-0 or 4-0 against the Bills. So to me, there ain't no rivalry.
I really believe that the league wants it to be a rivalry.
Yeah.
Because you have two of the best quarterbacks in the league.
You can want it.
And
you can want it all you want. They wanted Peyton and Brady to be a rivalry. It wasn't a rivalry until he beat them.
It's kind of that same thing.
He's got to beat him.
It's kind of that same thing. So I really think if it's going to be a rivalry, this the year it's going to start.
Yeah, he's got it. And I'm not talking regular season. I don't give a damn about regular season.
Right.
You got to beat him in the playoffs. Now, to his point, he technically beat them, and the defensive coordinator was like, with 13 seconds, you allowed Patrick Mahomes to make a throw that allowed them to kick to get a field goal to tie it, right? Yeah. You basically did your job, right? Yeah. I can't fault him for that, but it is a team game, and you didn't get to the Super Bowl.
And again, here's why it is. They're going to make sure they push for that rivalry because he's kind of outplayed him.
Yeah, it's
numbers wise.
It's like, come on, man. God damn, you lost again?
Yeah, that's what it is.
What we gonna do, man?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, to me, I've always said it's not a rivalry until it's a rivalry when both teams have beat each other to get in the playoffs to get to where they need to go. Yeah. It's one-sided.
But I really think if Buffalo can get over the hump, it'll be a great rivalry for the league for the next 5-6 years.
I'll tell you on camera.
Will.
It's something my dad used to say, but I won't say that on camera. Lord mercy, I get shut down. All right, well, see, that was a quick one. We didn't lose our mind. I think the people who say it's a rivalry didn't lost their mind.
Pretty much, you know. I just want to say this. I've been getting a lot of Team Fuse is holding trials in Lubbock. I've been getting a lot of questions about, hey, what about El Paso? Coming soon.
Oh, you heard it here first.
It's coming soon.
You heard it here first. I'm going to have to charge you a little for advertising.
I got beat up online a little bit and got a couple calls. El Paso is coming out. We're starting that way first and then coming this way.
Okay. So, all right. Well,
and my apologies of not addressing that, but I've been so laser focused on trying to get things set up.
It's great that you announced it here because I get to charge you for advertising.
You're killing me, man. You're killing me.
All right. Well, that's going to be all for today. We are going to be winding down. At some point, we're going to be taking a break as we, get heavy into some things we have to do. But we're going to be looking at doing other things.
Tell them.
Huh?
You ain't gonna tell him?
No, because I got to know exactly when. So I'll make the
Not
announcement.
when, but like it's coming.
Oh, yeah, like we're going to be doing game watch parties where we'll pick
Live.
a game live and we'll be on there. So y'all can ask him, please don't spend the whole thing asking him like about LeBron, especially if we're watching the Mavericks and the OKC. But we're going to
love you, LeBron. I love you.
We're going to shut it down. Remember to like, subscribe, follow, comment. Let us know what you're thinking. Did you see the Halloween video I put?
I did not.
Oh, I reposted it and I added, stuff to take away the bad words. But it's basically if you're what a basketball player would do in a zombie apocalypse.
Oh,
it's actually good. I mean, not because I did it, but it actually came out funny. It's good.
That's cool. I got to check it.
So
I will be reposting that. So today.
All right. So hope everybody does well. Take care of yourselves. I hope everybody's Halloween was great. We're gonna end it the way we always do. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it.
Peace.
We out.
Street cred sports, say it with your chest. Yeah. Go get it from the net. Street cred sports, okay, that's a bet.